Hey everybody, it's Chris Sadens. Thanks for joining this conversation tonight about habits. Good habits, bad habits. We all have them. What are they? How do we change them? Let's dig into that a little bit. I'm going to give you a pro tip tonight for something called micro-stepping. But first, what is a habit? Well, a habit is really just kind of something that we do automatically. And in our brains, it's a well-worn neural pathway. Think of it as a freshly paved superhighway that the electricity just zips up and down, as opposed to a new habit or behavior. It's kind of like going into the jungle and hacking our way through a machete just to get in a foot or two. So that's why it's so hard to create new habits. And why is it important to create habits? And why is it important to even know about them? Well, we really go through a lot of our day each day on autopilot. And that's very good because we'd be overwhelmed by the number of things that we have to think about if we didn't have these habits. They're like mental shortcuts. So picking out a brand of toothpaste, for example. Think how much time it would take if you had to think about the difference between all 65 toothpaste as opposed to just having the habit of buying your specific brand, your Colgate brand, whatever it happens to be. So, and when we start to understand and we're aware of how these things work, we can start to engineer our habits and really start to kind of lay out a blueprint and to get to our goals, to accomplish our goals. And habits are a big part of that. So let's give you a quick tip on something called micro-stepping. Quote that I love, it says, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step, which is, it's often overwhelming to think about the thing that we're trying to get to. So instead of focusing on the very end, let's focus on the small steps that get us to that. So let's say losing weight, which is always can be a very daunting thing. Instead of thinking about all the lifestyle modifications and changes you're going to need to make, just think about adding one healthy thing to your diet every day, like a side of greens with your breakfast. And then you'll see when you improve a little each day, eventually big things occur. John Wooden said, "Don't look for big, quick improvement. Seek the small improvement one day at a time. That's the only way it happens. And when it happens, it lasts."